Blessings, Empress Vibrant here. Hey, Empress Vibrant here. Welcome to your reading. So, please take the messages as they resonate. Leave what doesn't. This is a very general, so it will not resonate with everyone. And if it doesn't, please check your sun, moon, and rising signs, because maybe another zodiac sign within this reading will be more catered to what's going on with you. I will timestamp it because some of the messages do vary depending on how many cards come out and what the messages is. And if this is a reading that's not resonating with you, maybe it's not for you this week, and check me back again. All right, so without further ado, let's get it on and popping. Blessings. Hey, Empress Vibrant here. Hope everybody is blessed. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Welcome to the reading. Today we're going to do an all signs love spread. It's going to be quite brief for each one. Just want to pick up a love card, love and relationships. I want to get a clarification on what this may entail. And then also I've got the love activation cards as well, just to give us a little insight into why things are going on, and what you are looking to be learning from it, and what's going to be activated within you throughout this particular relationship, whether it be platonic or romantic in nature. Okay, so like I said, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you, and hit the notification bell so at least you know when my new videos drop and you won't miss out. You'll be up to the time. So yeah, everything is everything. Okay, so let's kick it off. So we're going to start with the sign of Aries. And I get some messages of love for Aries. Messages for Aries. Messages of love for Aries. Messages of love for Aries. Okay. So the first one we have is forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So forgiving and learning. So as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So this is about really looking at how you have looked at, affairs of the heart from the past relationships. This could be friends, family. This could also be a romantic partner. What have you learned from that situation? Have you truly forgiven those who have, quote unquote, wronged you, or who have let you down in some way? It's about really getting to that stage of forgiveness, accepting people for who they are, the role that they played in your life, and the reasons why they played that role. That will allow you to open up more doors of love to come in for you right now. Because what I'm feeling from this card is that there's some resistance due to lack of trust. There's a resistance because obviously nobody wants to be in the same position again where they have been used or they have been ill-treated. So there's a bit of a barrier up, there's a wall up. And although it's obviously really sensible to not allow yourself to be too open to become manipulated or to be mistreated, however, sometimes these barriers can actually block your blessings as well, the good stuff that's coming in as well. So be mindful that while you're healing, while you're learning why people, places and things have been apparent in your life, really look at what it is that you're meant to be learning. What have you learned since then, and what habits have you changed, and what kind of behaviors have you formed out of that? And make sure that when you're looking at it, you're being objective, So at least you can see whether or not they're healthy. We've also got playfulness. So we've got to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So playfulness. To recapture romance, allow the inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Okay, so it's about, being playful, remembering what it is to feel love and joy. Excuse me. I just want some clarification on forgiving and learning, playfulness. Forgiving and learning, playfulness. Okay. So we've got adjudication under forgiving and learning. So possibly there was a situation that, involved the courts. It involved having to deal with authorities. It had a lot to deal with, mainly to do with that, I would say, mainly to do with having to, call the authorities in for this situation, get some support on it, or maybe there is a forgiveness around not seeking that type of help, not allowing, the authorities to help in a situation that could have been resolved sooner rather than later, or forgiving somebody for putting you through this particular situation where you had to be going to court, had to thrash it out. It could have been things to do with money. It could be to do with parental support and issues of that nature, and just literally divorce, anything that you would need some outside help for legally. So while you're forgiving and learning, looking at what that was all about, once you release all of those, scenarios, you'll be able to give space for a new love. And obviously, like we said, when you become more playful, that's going to allow you to really, connect with somebody new. And we've got distant horizon under playfulness. So when we're looking at the distant horizon, we're looking at, as you allow yourself to be playful, spend some time really just being in that energy, because in the distance, and coming up in the future, we're looking at situations becoming so much more fruitful, and that healing has taken place. So you're able to make decisions from a place of clarity instead of a place of lack or a place of fear and things of that nature. So I'm liking the fact that, we're talking about healing here, and I want to find out what is being activated, because we know that forgiving and learning is happening, and you're being asked to be more playful in this time. What did you learn from, having to go to courts? Possibly not even going to court. What did that entail? Possibly for some of you, this was like, you should have really got a restraining order and things like that, or maybe that was something that you got and maybe there was a fallout around that. And it's like, why would you tell the authorities about me? And okay, we've got purpose. You possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. Okay, so again, purpose. You possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. So I can't get my words out today. So that's what's being activated within you, the purpose, the fact that you have a determination and dedication to, consciously demonstrate love, And that's a real positive thing, Aries, as it means that you are in a standing that to get what it is that you want, you must first become that particular thing, or behave in a certain way to yield the results that you are actually asking for. So if you're wanting trust and love, you have to be trustworthy and loving, you know. So, okay, Aries, take your time. Like we said, get into the playful energy. Yeah, allow yourself to giggle, play and flirt. You know, you've gone through a lot, and what you need to do now is just look over what it is that you have been learning and what all these situations and scenarios has brought forward for you. So, okay, moving on to my lovely Taurus. What's going on for Taurus in love? Taurus, okay. So there's quite a few that came out. So it looks like there's a groupings going on. So there's quite a few of you. So the first one we've got is retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So for some of you, this is about taking that time with your significant other and retreating from the world. Taking a little bit of time away from work, family, responsibilities, and having some quality time with your significant other. And for some of you, we've got unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So for some of you, this is that energy around, you know, a scenario where, you know, someone's got more feelings than you have in this situation, or someone's got more of their, more invested in the situation. And for you, you're not quite there, or the other person's not quite where you're at. So there's not enough chemistry, there's not enough things that bond you together, that keeps the relationship steady or strong. So that's why it's unrequited, because I mean, somebody's, you know, gushing over you, Taurus, and for you it's like, nah, I don't really feel like that anymore, or I don't really feel like that, we don't really have that kind of chemistry, that kind of bond. Or possibly you're the one really giving this love and attention and affection, and you feel like it's not being reciprocated, and that's what unrequited love is. So possibly this relationship could be on the way out because things have gotten a bit stale. We've also got, for some of you, attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So the more you allow yourself to enjoy this moment, take a time to smell the flowers, to be thankful for where you are, what's happening in your life, this is going to yield so much more of that energy that you are looking for. So allow yourself to be present in the moment. The more you're able to do that, the more you can appreciate those who come into your space, and possibly new situations regarding love and relationships. And then we've got engagement. The love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So for some of you, your relationship is moving to that next level. You feel good. You know, you realize that this person, you know, is wanting to move in with you. You're wanting to buy a car with one another. You're buying a home. You're making things official if it's just been a situationship. You know, you're getting engaged, planning a wedding and things like that. So there's quite a lot of things going on here for you, Taurus. And like I said, for some of you, this is a grouping. I want to get some clarification. There's quite a few messages here. Let's see. Okay. So for some of you, you've got to be very careful. We've got thief here. So possibly be very careful when you are on your retreat, when you are going away. Make sure that you have your padlocks, your zips sorted out. You have your personal stuff on you at all times, your passport, keys, you know, the door key, to your hotel room, whatever it may be. Possibly there is an energy around somebody stealing from you, or this also could be a theft of time, energy. So this is like that unrequited love as well. And actually, possibly you being so attractive to somebody could mean that you are the target. So be mindful that you're open-minded about the people who you are around, that you're still vigilant. Yes, enjoy your time. Yes, be open to speaking to new people. However, don't let them in to your personal situations and around your personal things. Be very, very mindful, especially if this is someone who's a stranger as well. So really take your time on that. But there is great fortune coming in, and I feel like this is towards your engagement. I feel like the partnership that you are forming, there is great fortune here because you guys are working together. Possibly you're putting your resources together. This is about working on a partnership. This is allowing things to come together. This is where everybody's cultivating something brand new. And I think this is a really positive energy. And then we've got courtship. So I feel like with this attraction, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So I feel like the more you spend the time just doing you, allowing yourself to be, that you draw someone in who is wanting to go through that dating scenario with you. They want to smell the flowers. They want to look around. They want to enjoy each other's enjoy your company. So I would say be open to that. Be open to the new states of being in those types of relationships. Really nice energy here. Actually, Taurus, retreat, unrequited love, attraction, and engagement. Yeah, be very mindful about being conscious, about how you're showing up. We've got action. You have the courage to express the unique loving colours of your soul. So again, you're taking action, and that's what these situations are going to be yielding. Possibly realising that your relationship needs some TLC. So the action is, let's go away, let's do something for us, let's take a drive to the coast, let's, book a hotel, let's go and get massages. Taking action on closing out a relationship that is that unrequited love. There's not enough things here, there's not enough chemistry, not enough love to hold this. So you take action on distancing yourself. You take action on becoming more present with this attraction, where it says allow yourself to just be, allow yourself to be present in the moment. That will bring much more of the loving energy that you're looking for. And then we've got engagement. So now we're talking about, taking action on possibly saying what it is that you want, accepting an offer, and being a willing participant in upscaling and moving your relationship to the next level. So this is really, really lovely energy. Really, really like that, Taurus. I have to say, really, really like that energy. Lovely. Yeah, man. Hold your eye on yourselves. Be cautious of this thief, this person who is draining resources, this person that is draining energy. Okay. And take action once you see what I want. Yeah. Okay. So my lovely Geminis, it's all about you right now. Let's see what I want. So my lovely Geminis, what's happening? Can I get some messages of love, Gemini? I get messages for Gemini, please. All these cards are coming out for you guys. Jeez. Right, so we've had two previous cards from another previous reading. So we've got unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So for some of you, there is, like I said again, like in the previous reading, there is somebody who feels more emotionally invested than you do. It's not enough to keep you guys together. So this relationship could possibly be closing out at some point. There's because there's not enough to bond you. There's not enough attraction here or chemistry to keep, you know, the relationship thriving, feeling good. So possibly there's going to be communication around keeping things platonic. We've got passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So for some of you, this is about fully enjoying the passion. This is fully, you know, getting it in. You know what I mean? Allowing each other to love upon yourselves, you know, and allowing your soul to sing with that joy and that passion. It's lovely energy. Now, for some of you, this is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So possibly, for some of you, you're like, I ain't got no passion going on right now. And yeah, there's probably a couple people that like me that I'm not really too into. But, you know, you're worth the wait, and this relationship that's coming in is worth the wait because divine timing is at play. So right now, possibly for some of you, this singledom is for now. It's not forever. This is just for now. So when that person comes, and it will be the divine time, and it'll be when you're ready. You probably have gone through a more in-depth healing time as well, which will also help. We also have forgiving and learning again. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love and in your present moment. So again, what did you learn from your previous relationships? Those that have been platonic and those that have been romantic in nature. Have you forgiven? Have you forgiven yourself? Have you forgiven others? What did you learn from those people? You know, possibly even if the situation was quite difficult, what did you learn? What did you gain from those interactions? And those are the types of things that's going to support you moving forward. So let's get some clarification on the unrequited love, passion, worth waiting for, forgiving and learning. Okay. So it looks like there is sudden wealth coming in, and I feel like this sudden wealth that's coming in is definitely attached to worth waiting for. So divine timing is at work in your love life right now. And I feel like that is going to be a time of great fulfillment. This is where the time you've really worked to just take the time on yourself. You've possibly worked at your business, at a project, you know, really honing in your skills. So by the time you are ready to step out, you're at a time where money's plentiful. You know, there's sudden wealth coming in. You're feeling all your ducks is coming to a row. There's this sudden energy of abundance, especially around passion and love and joy, which is actually really lovely. And we've got mature man here. So I feel like with this mature man, I feel like you're forgiving somebody like possibly your dad, a grandfather, possibly somebody who is a senior to you. So possibly you are forgiving that person. You're starting to understand, you know, through the forgiving and learning that, okay, they only know so much. Although they're older, doesn't mean to say that they're going to always do the right things. They're going to show up in the way that I want them to show up. You know, have more compassion for their upbringing. Possibly they wasn't nurtured, so this is the reason why they're not nurturers. That kind of energy. So it's, you know, I feel like there is an energy around forgiving this particular mature person. And then we've got high honor. And I feel with the high honor, we're talking about that forgiving and that learning, and there is lots of recognition and reward. And I feel like there is a high energy of honor around you. Somebody really respects the way you move, the way you talk, the way you behave now. They're seeing your maturity, you know, and I feel like you know. And also, if you're somebody who has been quite honest and open about the unrequited love situation, I feel like you'll be rated for not stringing somebody along. You know, someone will be like, do you know what, although it didn't work, I rate that person being honest. You didn't string me along. I know exactly where I stand. You know, and there is honour in that. There is honour in honesty, and yeah, and keeping things all the way a buck. You know, keep it 1,000. You know. So let's see what's being activated for you, Gemini. So we have, let's see. So we have gratitude. So with gratitude, we're dealing with the idea and the energy that, you know, we are grateful for everything that we have right now. So it says you fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. So, like, again, you know, you're grateful for the fact that you are forgiving, you know, those particular people who have let you down in the past. You've learned from it. You recognize that, you know, you're grateful for the time that you had alone. So when that significant other comes in, you've had the time to heal, grow, take some time on yourself. You know, the passion that you have, you know, even the unrequited love, because you've got to think about it like this. At the end of the day, someone has shown you interest, whether you were interested, yes or no. That is, you know, it's still nice to feel desired in that sense as well. So there is much gratitude for where you've been, what you're learning, who you have been in contact with, you know. So I think it's actually very, very positive. So it's very, very lovely. So that's you, Gemini. So moving over to our Cancer energy, let's have a look at what's going on over here with you guys. So we have Cancer, and I have messages of love for Cancer, please. Messages of love for Cancer. Okay. So for you guys, I'm looking at finances and career. So financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So for some of you, it looks like possibly money short, possibly there is not any job satisfaction at the moment, possibly things are moving quite slowly, and there might be a little frustration around that. And if it's to do with, you know, your partner, possibly they may not have enough coming in, and that's causing you some anxiety and some worry. So what I would say in regards to that is the more you worry about something and the more you look at what you don't have, and the lack mentality is the more the lack will become more apparent to you. So take some time, have a decent heart to heart, you know, make a plan, look at your budget and start working it out together, because there's no sense in stressing out over money and things like that, because later on it could cause more issues that's not even really necessary. So definitely take some time on just not worrying, however, creating a plan, you know, being open about things, you know, and that will cause more of a positive outcome instead of issues and concerns that actually will cause a rift in your relationship. And we've got romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So for some of you, you're in something, or you've just started a relationship, or you've been in a relationship for a while and it's still on the fence. And it's like, look, what you're feeling is correct. You are, what you're feeling is real and it's worth exploring. Don't keep, you know, downgrading how you feel out of fear or out of a sense of, mainly a sense of fear, not wanting to get hurt, not wanting to be invested in anything, so that, you know, you're not true to what you're feeling, because ultimately what that will do is just keep you stagnant. And what you need is to feel that joy, feel that passion, feel that excitement, and it will allow you to just express yourself in the most organic way. We also have here, release your ex. So for some of you, you are still held on to this old relationship, and possibly this could be the reason why you're not allowing your new relationship to prosper, because in your mind and in your energy and the things that you're meditating on, it's all about your previous partner. So allow yourself to let that go. So it says it's time to clear your energy. So clear your energy, allow that ex to go, let them live their life. They had their time, you've had your time to just be. So there's a lot of energy that's really, really connected to your past and connected to your ex. And if you're able to release that, then you can more allow yourself to be more open to this romantic feelings that you're feeling in this new relationship that you're in. So yeah, please don't allow yourself to be limited by just looking at things that happened in the past, you know, staying in Bitterville, you know. You have a whole fresh relationship. Let that be your focus. You know, don't allow your old feelings and old hurts to not allow you to be happy. You know, because possibly you're blocking a huge bliss in because you're just keeping your energy in the past. So let's get some clarification on that. Let's get some clarification. Some clarification. Okay. Goodness gracious me. Right. So we see underneath each one, so we've got with the finances and career, where there's issues going on with money, we've got despair. So it looks like this money situation is definitely doing your head in. Despair means you don't see a way out. It means that you're really, really stressing. In the first instant, it just felt like maybe a niggle, some kind of, you know, anxiety around not having things. But this is despair. That means that this is something that is really causing you a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. And what it's saying here is the despair energy is not productive for what it is that you want. When you're wanting to manifest, if you know, you won't be able to manifest quickly or what you want with an energy that is very down, and an energy that is so it shows a lack of faith to be so, you know, in despair about finances and stuff like that. It doesn't allow your brain to come up with ideas to cultivate, you know, how to make money, to collaborate, you know. And it comes off as desperate as well. So be very, very mindful that the energy that you're really wanting is to look at abundance, you know, and look at look at things from a more abundant state of being instead of a lack mentality. That will actually help you see things in a better way, sometimes gain a bit more patience, show another way of doing things, and all of things of that nature as well. And then under the romantic feelings, we have a main man here. So this main man is definitely somebody who you seem to have a real connection with. But like I said, there is an energy around kind of holding back from this person. And for me, like I said, because we've got the next one, which is release your ex, I believe that this main man is probably, you are probably having communication with this main man about your ex, possibly why you are so stressed about it, why you always have stuff to say about this person, why are you not over it, and it possibly could be causing issues. Because under release your ex, we've got coffin. So it looks like, you know, something is going to be dead in the water, something is going to change. You know, there is going to be a death to the way of you seeing things. Possibly there's a change around that, and possibly you will release this ex and you won't allow all of your energy to be placed there, or possibly the relationship will end, you know, and you don't want the relationship to end with this main man, because there is real romantic feelings here, but because of your bitterness and because you're not allowing things to just be, there's a real possibility that this relationship could be affected in a real negative way. So please allow yourself to be open to your new relationship. Stop being so stressed about what's going on in your what was going on in your old relationship or what your ex is doing. Let it go, baby. Let it go. So let's see what's being activated within you at this time. We've got 2. So we've got commitment. This is good. So you dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is the essence of your very being. So that commitment to love, understanding that love is at the essence of your very being. So you are holding on to that, your beliefs wholeheartedly. So I think what's actually happening is that shift from looking at lack into abundance is the commitment that you need to make. And once you make that commitment, understand that it's all about love and it's all about moving on. It's all about embracing love in itself. That's what's going to allow you to make that commitment to that particular significant other. And we've got spontaneity as well. So changing things up, you know, doing things off the cuff, not being so regimented, not being so rigid. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. There you go. So possibly this is what's happening. You're going to be moving to a stage where you're not so, like you said, no constraints of the mind, not so worried about what people think, and lovingly embrace new situations. This is good. So all of this is happening so that you can get to that stage where you can make a commitment, where you can be more spontaneous and allow situations to unfold naturally, you know, for you to have yourself a good old time. And I don't see why not. Why should you not have a good time? Full joy yourself, yes? Okay. I'm going to move on to Leo. Alright, let's see what's going on for you, Leo. Jeepers. Ooh. Yeah, you got some... Anyway, everything is for a reason. You're going through these things, or this is going on in and around your energy. So we have, first one is deception. There is someone wearing a false mask in this relationship. So that could be you, or that could be the person you're dealing with. So there's some deception going on here. Somebody is not being their true authentic self. Possibly you're in a relationship that you can't just be you. You feel constantly judged. You feel like there's not enough space for you to just grow, develop without this judgment going on. So what I'm going to say here is the energy that I'm picking up is that if this is you and you're not being all the way 100 with somebody, this is a time for you to be open and honest, and allow situations to just flourish, show your true colours, be who you are, because in the long run, you can't wear this mask forever. It's going to slip off at some point. And similarly, if you are somebody who is dealing with somebody and you just feel like something ain't right, something's off, they're wearing a mask, they're not being their true selves, maybe they are bending and twisting to your will, maybe they want you to like them better, maybe they're trying to tell you that they like the same films and they don't, maybe they're wanting to say they've got them more in common and they really don't. You know, you'll feel that something's kind of off. And then we've got codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So for some of you, this is addictions to sex, alcohol, drugs, gambling, possibly overspending, overeating. You know, and these kind of addictions can cause huge rifts in relationships because somebody is abusing some type of situation, scenario, this thing. And, you know, there's only so much you can do to support somebody when they are hell-bent on destruction, you know, and sometimes they don't even realise that they are being destructive to themselves. And sometimes it's just self-medicating because of things that need to be healed. And then we've got, again, unrequited love. There is not enough attraction and chemistry to keep this relationship going. And I feel like if this is what's going on, where you're dealing with someone who's codependent and has an addiction, that's going to be something that's going to be quite a deal breaker. Because if you need somebody to make things happen and to change their life around, you need to remove all crutches. So that means the relationships need to finish and end or be put on pause so that the healing can take place. And it's not a horrible thing. This is actually something that is supportive of change. So, you know, it's not all bad. And then we've got that deception, and that could definitely cause a lot of rifts where there's not enough. And that's possibly why somebody is wearing a false mask, because they realize there's not enough here to keep this relationship going. So I need to be looking at how I can more assert myself, or how I can show this person that, you know, we've got more in common than they think. We've also got despair again. So I think somebody is really, really in a very low place. I think especially somebody who is the codependent, you know, it could be you who is the person who is abusing the substances, or it could be, you know, the despair around watching someone that you love not take care of themselves and not have love and accountability for their actions. You know, that can cause a lot of grief and a lot of despair and a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. So that makes a lot of sense. And then we've got courtship, and I feel like because there's unrequited love here, that's what's wanting, you know, that's the thing, that's a part of it. Want to be in this relationship, want to date this person, want to see where it can go, but they've got so many things and so many issues that need to get dealt with, possibly things from the past, you know, changing of habits and things like that. So there's a lot going on here. Let's see what is being activated for you, Leo. Let's see what's being activated for Leo. Activated. Compassion. Makes sense, doesn't it? You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. So you're actively sharing and living love. And I think the thing with compassion is that you can be compassionate to somebody's plight, you know, somebody who's going through that codependency, someone who has got addictions going on, you know, and show that compassion and that love by actively taking yourself away from the situation, putting them in a situation where they're, you know, you putting them in the right direction for help and support. That's signposting, that's, you know, making a referral for somebody, and that's actively showing love and compassion. And for some of you, this compassion is really causing a lot of despair and causing a lot of anxiety, because what that means is that you have to walk away to allow them to do their healing, and that in itself is very, very difficult at times, which is fully understandable. So take some time on this one. Okay, Leo. Yeah, take some time, be good to yourself, because it seems like you're doing a lot of supporting in this time as well. Okay, Virgo. Let's see what's going on for you in love and relationships. You get messages of love for Virgo. One just flew right out. I feel like there's one more. Thank you. Okay, so the first one that we got is honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So it's definitely time for you to get away, spend some quality time with that significant other. It's that honeymoon kind of vibes. So it's getting away, possibly hotel, possibly you've got a body of water here, so possibly somewhere where there is a body of water, so you can go relax. You know, there's an element of cleansing here. There's an element of just coming together. So allow yourselves to take some time away. You know, this is where you take a well-earned break from work, whether this is parenting, you know, just it's that time for you to take a little honeymoon, a little break, you know, or some of you might even be planning a honeymoon. What is going on with you guys? So I think this is all about actually spending some real quality time together. This is going to be a time for you to really have a heart-to-heart about where you are mentally and emotionally with your significant other. And just allowing yourselves to become even more connected as well. We also have let your friends help you, ask for and accept support from others. So there are certain things that, you know, you may not be able to express, or maybe you feel like your significant other may not fully understand where you're at. Maybe this is a communication that you want to have with, you know, the brothers, the sisters, depending on, you know, what, you know, who you feel comfortable with discussing things, because sometimes when we are so close to a situation, we're not able to see a way out, see clearly what is actually happening. Sometimes we're blinded by emotions that we are not actually seeing clearly. So that's why sometimes the friends are there to support you, give you another perspective on what they see happening that is free from the emotional attachment to situations, people, places and things. But it seems like you're definitely going to need a bit of a break. Enjoy a bliss holiday time. So it might be time to book somewhere now. Get on a plane, take a break, you know, possibly go to a spring or something like that, or sit close to the ocean, river, lake. There seems to be like a lot of healing around water. I think it's going to allow you to be able to express yourself more clearly. I think answers are there as well. And there's a level of extra bonding as well. Yeah. So clarify honeymoon for me, please, for Virgo. Okay. Yeah. Clarify. Yeah. I think you got courthouse, so it looks like possibly things from the past is coming up. Possibly, you know, you want to discuss some legal matters that still have yet to be finalized, or possibly communication about where you move forward with legal matters, you know, how you feel about it, how now on reflection, you know, how much more space and time and effort needs to be put in just so that you can have some time to just be. I also feel for some of you, you are actually needing a break from legal matters. So possibly you have some time before your court date. This will be a perfect time to just get away. Possibly, even if it means that you're not necessarily going to get on a plane or anything, but you need to be around new surroundings, a different type of surroundings, because there is a lot of stress going on. And I think the reason why there's this honeymoon here, enjoy a blissful time together, because for some of you, this could be a significant other, possibly having legal matters happening, and it's best for you to enjoy yourselves now, because we don't quite know what the outcome is going to be, whether or not they will not be able to have their livelihood. So for some of you, this is somebody being incarcerated. This also could be possibly soon enough through these court proceedings. Maybe the finances might not be as readily available. So yeah, definitely take the time to go away and to reconnect with that significant other, reconnect with yourself, you know. It's very important to do that. Clarify, let your friends help you, please, for Virgo. Yeah, see, thoughts, you've got a lot on your mind. There's a lot of things you want to discuss. There's a lot of, there's a lot on your mind. Things are coming up. I think even from this full moon energy, I think there's a lot of energy around things that possibly you haven't thought about in a while, but it's come up. It's causing a lot of anxiety, stress and worry, and maybe a bit of frustration, because it's sort of like, well, I've dealt with this particular chapter of my life is over. Why is this coming up? You know, and it's about trying to allow yourself to just be, you know, and your friends will be able to, you know, shine some clarity on the situation, you know, cheer you up, allow you to see things from another perspective, possibly help you see things that you haven't wanted to look at as well. Yeah. Then also we've got gift. So there is a gift of information, a gift of love. Possibly someone will be gifting you something, and that will just help you feel supported, loved, looked after, listened to, and things of that nature. So allow yourself to be accepting of other people's opinions in this time, especially if you're being asked to let your friends help you as well. Possibly the thoughts that you're having are possibly having a knock-on effect, not one that is positive for you. And sometimes we're so close to a situation we can't necessarily see it, you know, and possible frustrations around things that have happened in the past, court scenarios, money issues. For some of you, this is custody battles. This is to do with parenting, access, mediation. For some of you, this is stuff that is coming up from the past, and for some of you, you're yet to face what this court proceedings is going to be yielding, and there's a lot of frustration, a lot of nervousness about the outcome. So that being the case, allow yourself to get away with your significant other, possibly close to a body of water, have some heart-to-heart communication, you know, and possibly for some of you this is going away with friends, you know, expressing how you feel, you know, accepting a gift, accepting support. Let's see what's being activated within you. Why this is happening, what's being activated for Virgo regarding this spread. Oh, lovely. So we've got the first one is expression. Like I said, it seems like there's definitely an energy around speaking up, being open, being honest, and expressing yourself. So it says expression. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. So again, expressing how you feel, taking action on those decisions that you're wanting to make on the back of all of the thoughts, on the back of the support from your friends, you know, on the back of taking some time out, possible court dates, you know, expressing how you feel, turning what's going on into an actionable situation so that you can relax and just enjoy the ride. And then we've got spontaneity. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. So you're going to be more spontaneous. So it's telling you when you have the opportunity to go away, to deal with something, to express yourself, you're going to be able to be a bit more fluid with that, which is good, because spontaneity is something that is, keeps the energy going. It there's an element of fun. There's an element of not quite knowing what's going to happen, and all of that is great at the end of the day. So we also got here, moving beyond constraints of the mind. So there's a lot of thoughts going on. So you're going to be moving to a stage where you're not going to be boggled down by all that's going on in your mind, all of the negative things, negative self-chatter, dealing with those old wounds that haven't quite been dealt with. And when they rise to the surface, you're going to be able to freely and lovingly embrace new situations, new ways of being, new ways of loving on people, new ways of interacting. And this will stir up a whole new way of being for you, which is lovely. And that comes from that expression, and it comes from taking action on being spontaneous, moving, and changing the narrative, the trajectory of where you're heading. And then we have forgiveness. So it's definitely an energy around forgiving yourself in a situation and forgiving others through how a situation has unfolded, especially if you feel like you've been wronged, or some type of neglect, some type of mismanagement of your feelings. So we have forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. So again, like I said about the things that are coming up from the past, rising to the surface, you're going to be able to get to a stage where you can release the past hurts, and that's going to be through the power of love. That's going to be through expressing yourself. That's going to be through forgiving people for possibly letting you down. Could possibly allow you to be more accepting in the fact that nobody's perfect, nobody has all the answers, and that there was a reason why you went through what you went through. And this level of strength, or this level of awareness that you now have, is as a result of some of the things that were negative in nature when it happened, but is a part of who you are now, and a part of the thread and a part of the strength that you exude now. So there is a whole holistic healing going on here, with expression, being open to seeing a situation in a new way, new situations and events coming up, being open to that, not being so confined to your narrative, how you see things, how you've always looked at people. Actually looking at them from fresh eyes, from a brand new perspective, will allow you to forgive people for their so-called shortcomings, and actually embrace the situation and embrace people from another light. And then also that allows you to forgive yourself for holding on to the grudges or holding on to the negative things, and allowing those around you to support you through that journey. So it's actually quite beautiful, Virgo. So let's see what's going on for Libras. Hey Libra, let's see what's going on with you. Some messages of love for Libra. What's going on in love and relationships for Libra. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. So we have 3 Libra here. That's what I said. We. Right, so we've got the same card as the Virgo, so honeymoon. So definitely a time to get away, man. Do something different. Travel. Again, body of water, I feel like this energy. Definitely get away. It's about spending, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So you may not be able to get on a plane right now. but it's about just changing your surroundings, possibly going somewhere different, meeting up with new people. Yeah, just start planning, doing something different and being outside of the box, especially for those who have got significant others. For some of you, it feels like it's been a while since you've done anything quite special or fun, and there's an energy around shaking things up a little bit. So start having that communication around wanting to switch things up a little bit, you know, shake things up, do things that are different, things of that nature. So yeah, honeymoon energy there. For some of you, this is going to be a great time to do that, because for some of you in your relationship, this is very early days. So it's going to be a really nice time to be able to connect, to get to know someone a little bit more better, to be able to bond. And especially even for those who have been in long-term relationship, this allows you to reconnect. Sometimes when you are not in a space with somebody for a while, or you've been in a space and it's just kind of just going and going, it's really nice to just change the atmosphere, change the scenery. It kind of allows for new conversations. It allows for more intimate, more intimate communication. So definitely look about traveling, doing something different with your significant other. Ooh, and then we've got this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So for some of you, this could be the one. I don't know what you keep holding back for. There's this energy around holding back, not wanting to, I think it's like an energy of not really wanting to surrender to what you're feeling. For some of you, this is because the other person isn't being very clear about where they are and what they want. And for some of you, this is you really holding back. You know you feel what you feel. However, for some of you, this is self-preservation, granted. Especially if this has been somebody who's, you know, been taken quite a while to know exactly what they want. And you're not really willing to leave yourself open to disappointment. But for some of you, this is like a really early relationship. And I feel like you want to keep your options open. However, you've already met the person that you're seeking. I just think maybe they may not come in a package that you're completely comfortable with or used to. So I think that's probably why you want to keep some of your options open. You're like, I ain't trying to lock down nothing, just in case this ain't the real, you know, the real dizzle for me right about now. But for some of you, you know that this is the person, and it's about stepping out on faith and seeing it through. Especially if you're at a stage where you can spend some quality time together, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Yeah, do something nice, bond, see what's going on. You know, this could be the one, people. This could be the one. Yeah, the person who gets to explore who you really are. Somebody who you can be vulnerable with, open with, learn from, learn with, teach. Yeah. But for some of you, there is a real anxiety there, like, I ain't really sure. I ain't really sure about what I want to do. That type of energy. Is it carrying on? Let me see. Yeah, so basically, this whole energy of kind of like holding back, not wanting to express yourself, not wanting to, yeah, there's a holding back going on. I don't know what that's about. But for some of you, this is really about trust, which is the next one. This situation is calling for you to have faith. See? Trust in the process. Trust that this person has come around for a reason. There is a reason why they're here. There is a reason why you feel the need to keep the person around, like not totally let them go, but you are still holding back and not being as authentic as you could be about how you feel, You know, setting your boundaries, finding out what it is that you like about them, you know, and just letting them know where you're coming from. Excuse me, like where you've been, what your hopes and dreams and ambitions are. Because if this could be the one, and you're able to spend some quality time connecting, bonding, this is a time where you're going to have to be quite vulnerable enough to be able to trust in the process, trust in the fact that when you speak speak what's on your heart, talk about what your expectations are or what you are wanting from a specific relationship, you know, it will all be beneficial. And some clarification on this. Clarification. Clarification. Okay. So under the honeymoon, we've got pathways. So there are many different ways in which you can approach a situation. There are many different avenues, many different places you can visit, many different activities you can do together on this sort of honeymoon vacation, taking things slow, bonding, whatever it may be. But it definitely feels like there's so many different ways, and it is really, really positive because where there's so many different pathways to learning, healing, growing, being open to new ways of doing things, it allows you to kind of open up a lot more. And this is beauty of nature as well for that. So possibly somewhere where it's more foresty or countryside-ish, and then you've got this kind of energy where it's like looks like Venice, or it looks like, you know, somewhere where there's a lot of body of water. So there's a lot of options where you can go. I'd say be open, don't be rigid. Don't just necessarily go to places that you are used to going all the time. Try something different. If you're someone who is always sitting on a beach and you don't really fancy, you know, doing the same type of thing, go for a hike, you know, camp. Yeah, do something that's slightly different. And this could be the one. Clarification thoughts. So you have a lot going on in your headspace right now. You are doing the most, and plus you are at air sign, so it makes sense. But you're all up in your head. How is it supposed to go? What you want. But it's about having the trust and the communication, because there's a lot of thoughts going on in your head, but you're not sharing. And this is why I feel like it's a time for you to share what you feel, what you want. Yeah, share your feelings. Let it be known. Let it be known what it is that you want. Let it be known. Yeah, it really feels like yeah. There's some skepticism going on here. But again, you've got the trust. And I think you've got to trust the fact that you are the main lady, you are the main female in this person's life, or you are the main person in their life. I think you just got to trust that. You've got to trust that this situation is about you. There isn't any other person who is taking precedence over you. I feel like this main female, no, it says female, but it's like the main person. I feel like for it to be under trust, this situation is calling for you to have faith. You have to have faith in the fact that you are this person's number one. that they do feel how they feel. Yes, they want to be with you. Yes, they want to build a life. And it's about you having faith in that. Yeah, Libra, you need to not be so skeptical and allow the situation to unfold naturally. And there's no sense in waiting for anything in particular, like waiting to lose weight, waiting to have a certain amount of money in the bank, waiting to be self-sufficient, or, you know, start a business, or wait for, you know, all these things can be done in the meantime. You can still be multitasking. You can actually have this person who is supporting you throughout this journey. You don't need to be the finished article, is what I mean. And the other person doesn't need to be the finished articles, because we are all healing and growing as we are going along. So what's being activated regarding this spread for Libra? Okay. Oh, that is just doing the most there. Well, been told to read them out, so they've got to resonate. And obviously I'm talking to many Libras, so take it as it resonates and leave what doesn't. So joy. You delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun to all you do. So it's all about you trusting the situation, going on that honeymoon, going on that vacation, taking different paths, being open to the process, having fun. That's where the joy lies. And then we have ownership. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike, and learn to love them as lessons. So even the fact that you have so many doubts, things that possibly haven't worked out, arguments, things that haven't worked, things that have worked, you know, you're able to look at it and be like, do you know what? That situation was meant to happen so that I would feel comfortable to speak up, to speak my mind. And, you know, it allowed us to get closer, or it allowed for clarity to be had. Freedom. You are releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. There you go. Remember I was saying, don't be waiting to be the finished article. Allow yourself to be free to be who you are now. Stop limiting yourself through any, you know, self-imposed limitations, like, oh, I can't have a relationship now because I'm not where I want to be. Or, you know, we are all on a journey, and sometimes those particular people who have been brought to our attention are here to help us along our journey. So don't shy away from that level of intimacy, and that support and that friendship and that camaraderie, all in the name of, well, I don't have it all together, or I don't feel like I've got much to give. When Libra, you have much to give, okay? Cooperation. In the quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value. See what I just said? In the quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value, and that goes for you. Every experience, every person has value, and it's all about cooperating, working together and collaborating. So yes, you can have those around you who can support you along the journey. We have past. Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energies in order to transform your heart space. There you go. That's trust in the situation, letting things go. Letting go of the idea that you are not worthy, or you do not deserve to be happy right now, or happiness right now isn't for you. As you're transforming your heart space, you are working towards feeling really, really good. And that's as you start to let go of those limitations and releasing any stagnant situations. And the stagnant situations will be not moving because, not moving on an offer, or not pursuing someone, because of your situation, or how you, there's a lot of faults going on. There's a lot of self-imposed limitations. And, the right type of people are coming into your life for a reason. Support, the right word at the right time. How sweet is it? And then we've got lastly peacefulness. So you're moving into a place of peace. And I think that's when you move through sort of taking the energy of joy, allowing things to be, look at the lessons that you're learning, being free to be open and not restricting yourself, recognizing that you have value, in your experience. People can learn from you, you can learn from others, releasing the past, stagnant situations, old ways of looking at yourself, old ways of looking at relationships. And then you're moving into that energy of peace. You recognize that balance, kindness and love brings calmness to your soul. So you recognize that balance, calmness and love brings calmness to your soul. So peace is coming, peacefulness is coming once you work through some of these bugs. But you deserve it. You deserve to be taken somewhere, looked after. This person definitely could be the one. And you just need to trust and have faith in the situation. Stop pushing people away. Okay? So Libra, that has been your reading. Let's see what's going on. Hey Scorpio, let's see what's going on with you for love and relationships. What's going on for love and relationships for Scorpio? Just have one fly out. Okay, so the first one that we've got is keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. So it looks like this soulmate will definitely be different from what you're used to, but keep an open mind. Because it's like, it may differ from your usual type and expectation. So maybe they move differently than you would usually be used to. Look different, be from somewhere that you've never been, possibly, with a different kind of background to you. But you've been asked to have an open mind about it. So I do like that. I do like the fact that, have an open mind. This person may just be not your usual type, but be the right person that you need. And then for some of you, this is new love. New love. A new person has stirred up romantic feelings. So for some of you, this looks like this is a new person, possibly. They're making you feel like, oh, what is going on here? Like the way this person makes me feel. The conversation that we're having is nice. They stirred up that real romantic feelings, which is really, really nice. So for some of you, it feels like, but it's weird because it's like I'm getting two things. For the first card, it feels like someone who you're already dealing with, Scorpio. Yeah. And possibly the issue is, they don't move the way I really, like they do things differently, possibly maybe you don't see eye to eye with everything. Maybe they're a sign that you've never been with and all the things like that. And then there's also the energy of the new love, where it feels like for some of you, this is someone brand new and you're being told to be open to the fact that somebody who's coming in could possibly be different from your usual type. And also for some of you, this new love, this is nice energy. You're feeling bubbly and fizzy about the prospect of this new relationship, this new love, this new up level. Because for some of you, this could be a relationship that has already started and it's just moved to another level now. So you feel differently about it. But it's stirring up some nice feelings. Feeling really optimistic about things. Possibly walking around smiling. And then for some of you where it's like keep an open mind, you're like puzzled, like, why do I like this person? They're not even my usual type. They don't even have, you know, a huge amount of things in common. But I really like this person. Be open to it, Scorpio. Let's see what's going on. Let's get some clarification on this side, please. Get some clarification on keeping open mind, please. Scorpio. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind for Scorpio. Keep an open mind. Change. See, this is something different. So you've got change. So what this is saying to me is that at the end of the day, there is a change on the horizon. This is a different route, a different way of doing things, a different type of person, a change in the way you communicate, a change in the way you show up with this person. Yeah, I think you're going to have a different type of relationship. I think there's going to be a change in the way the relationships, where they look, how you show up in them. Yeah, there's a whole change. I think it's like this person flips the script. You're like, this is a lot of change. And it's probably, and I feel like it's a good change, a change for the better, because I feel like for some of you, you've really settled for second best, or you've settled for scenarios and people and relationships that haven't really served you very well. And I think this change is a welcome change. And although this person may be different from what you usually like and a totally different type, maybe that's what you need. Maybe what you've been going for and what you're used to ain't what you need again. You need a change, you know? Because the way in which you're going to view relationships will change based on how this person does things so differently from what you're used to, which then allows you to kind of show up differently as well and have different types of expectations than previously. Oh. Under new love, we've got house. So it even looks like you guys are having communication around the home, possibly plans to cohabitate, move in, you know, put your name down on a lease, building a foundation. So this is like real up level. I think this new relationship, or this up leveling of the relationship, is actually supporting you look at what you want for the future. And possibly you guys are talking about pulling your resources together for a new home, possibly getting into real estate with this house. Yeah, there's a next level of commitment going on here. I love it. Yeah, because it also feels like, well, you've got a house. It definitely feels like a new foundation. Yeah, I think you're helping each other really look at what you need right now. I like that. So keep an open mind. definitely be someone who's not your usual type or expectation. But the clarification is change. So change is a good thing. You may not be used to how things are at the moment. However, it seems like it's all definitely for your greater good. And we've got new love, new romantic feelings are stirring up. For some of you, this is someone brand new. And you just love the way they show up. You love their intentions towards you, their ambition, maybe they've got an impressive property portfolio, or straight off the bat they kind of let you know that they are wanting to get a mortgage, or so you've possibly been talking about saving, pulling your resources together. And I think this up leveling is making you feel like very special, that this person is bringing you into their plans, and you can see that you're actually being implemented into their future. This is good. Let's see what's being activated. What's being activated within Scorpio? Pardon this spread, please. What's being activated? Scorpio. What's being activated? Scorpio. Pardon this spread, please. Okay. So we have acceptance. You are ready to release You're ready to release the control of situations or people, and lovingly embrace the rhythm of life. So you're just accepting things the way they need to go. So you're not trying to control the outcome, not trying to control the person in how they show up. You're just accepting that, life has a rhythm that is different from what you're used to. And possibly you just need to relinquish that control and narrative, how things are supposed to look. Let go of that expectation of what your relationships have looked like in the past, because things are changing. So what you're used to ain't going to be like that no more. So you have to accept the fact that you are learning how to be in a healthy relationship, or learning to be in a different type of relationship, which shifts your whole expectation as well, and allows you to just be in rhythm and trust the process. Yeah, I like that. And then we've got vision. No matter what, you see the bigger picture of a loving and just universe. So your vision is always one of positivity. You want things to be loving, and you want to be open, and just want things to go well. And you only wish the best for those around you. And you realize that no matter what's happening, that you see the bigger picture for a loving partnership, being at a place where you're healing, and self-care and self-love is at the forefront, and that vision alone, and your acceptance of how things are, and allowing the natural process to take place, is going to allow you to keep moving forward. And then we've got loyalty. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. So the fact that you just want to be able to be consistent, you recognize that you being consistent and devoted to the situation, it allows people to feel like you can be relied upon, you can be trusted in the situation. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion. So where you show up, always willing to learn, and always willing to compromise, and always willing to expand your horizon, makes people feel more comfortable. And the fact that, wow, you're consistent, you're the same all the time. It's not like when you're around different people, you just switch up. You're loyal to who you are and what you want. And that makes you so much more attractive, Scorpio, where you are just who you are, authentically and organically, you know, and where you are possibly for those who are in a new relationship, you being who you are from the very beginning is going to keep you in great stead. So don't start off wearing any kind of mask or doing things to impress nobody. You know, saying things that you don't truly believe in order to, I don't know, have things in common or to feel like you're on par with somebody or you share the same views. Be who you are at all time and accept people for who they are, how they're showing up, and the hope is that people can do that right back. So you don't feel the need to have to do anything outside of what you enjoy doing or who you are, and able to be there, you know. And it's far more easier just being yourself instead of having to try to impress anybody. It gets tiring after a while anyway. So I'm glad that we have the acceptance there, the vision, you know, and also that energy of reliability, loyalty and devotion. I love that. And we all want people to be devoted to us and loyal, you know, and have someone that we can rely on. Yeah, I love that. Okay, Scorpio, that's you. So, what's going on with Sagittarius now? Hey Sagittarius, what's going on? I get messages of love and relationships for Sagittarius, please. Messages of love. Sagittarius, please. What's going on with Sagittarius regarding love and relationships? What's going on with Sagittarius? Okay. Who is it now, Saggies? Okay. So we've got calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help to bring you together. Yes. So are you talking what you want? Are you letting it be known to the universe what you want? Are you praying out loud? Are you praying within intentionally and visualizing and praying and affirming what you want? Because they're going to bring this person in because you're calling them in. And this person's going to be exactly what you need. It's really nice energy, actually. Because I feel like for some of you, you're just trusting in the fact that this person will come when they need to come. It's like you're not overly pressed. And I think when you have that energy where you're not so expectant and you're not so anxious and you're not so, when is this going to happen for me type of situation, things just fall in your lap so much more nicer and it's more seamless as well. So for some of you, I feel like, yeah, you're not stressed. You're just like, yeah, this person will come in soon enough. They will be everything that I need them to be. I will have lots to offer. I will play my position. I'll do my part. You know, same way that they will play their role and be everything that I require. Ooh, calling in your soulmate. I like that. And then for some of you, you do need to be in that space where you're not so anxious of when this person's coming in. So there's a few kind of energies I'm picking up. Some who are just not stressed. They're like, nah, when it comes, it comes. I'm busy doing what I've got to do anyway. So when they do come, it's all good. You know, and then you've got some of you who are like, time's moving now, like, oh, go on, where's this person? But the more you affirm, visualize, and pray about this person. You're bringing them in, you're calling them in, and them soon forward. They will soon be here, Saggies. So I'm loving that energy. And then we also got chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Yes. So not only are you calling in this person who is going to have the attributes that you require, going to be what it is that you affirmed, and you're going to be manifesting this person into your space, there's going to be a magnetic chemistry. There is a real live attraction, passion here. And that's just going to keep the momentum going as well, because that chemistry, that bond, that magnetic attraction is going to allow you to have some real fun times. You're going to feel free. You're going to feel like you want to explore. The passion side of things is going to be turned up to a little bark. And that's what's nice as well. Yeah, I love that energy. Ooh, okay. I'm feeling a little bit fizzy now, Yes. Because for some of you, you already know what it is to have a certain level of chemistry with somebody. But this particular time, you're calling in somebody who's actually your soulmate. You're not willing to just have a sexual chemistry. You're not willing to just be with somebody who you're attracted to and they're attracted to you. But there is some real depth, and you guys can really level with one another. And there is a energy around respect and mutual understanding and being vulnerable with one another, elevating with each other, encouragement. I absolutely love it. And clarify, calling your soulmate for Sagittarius, please. Cool. So, great fortune. So, when you're calling in this soulmate, the fact that you are in this space where you are manifesting and you are visualizing and you're praying for what you want, great fortune is around the corner for you. You have a high level of spirituality right now, and I feel like you're very close to the spirit realm, and I feel like the more you are connecting with source, the more you can see the fruits of your labor. You can see the fortune. You can see, business is doing well, household is doing well, and now that the relationship part of things you are calling in or you're open to, is going to be a situation that is going to be so much more calm and so much more fruitful, and there's going to be a lot of abundance here as well. And then we've got courthouse. So I feel like for some of you, this is for that group. So this is for a small group of you where there is an anxiety around finding this particular person. I feel like possibly things from the past have come up and you're vibrating on what you don't want. Don't want nobody who's got any issues, no legal issues, no things with authority. I don't want anybody who's, not above board, not about somebody who's not about adhering to the laws of the land. You don't want anybody who is in trouble with the law. Possibly you've had somebody who's had brushes with the law on numerous occasions, and there's a lot of focus around not wanting to call in that type of person into your energy. But due to the fact that you are nervous about it, you could inadvertently bring that back to you. So please only vibrate on what you do want. And then for some of you, you are dealing with somebody who is in this particular situation. They're going through a lot of court battles, or something to do with children, or some of it's to do with finances. And some type of misconduct. So it's that kind of energy. So I feel like you're supporting somebody, but you're also calling for the situation to be better and calling for a situation to be calm and things of that nature. So only focus on what you do want and not what you don't. That's what I would say for some of you. Clarify chemistry, please, for Sagittarius. Change. See again? And I feel like this change is about, and especially for some of you who have just been settling for those interactions that it's just been about chemistry and there's not been much depth, you know, possibly the sex was just ridiculous, but you didn't have much to talk about, or you didn't level enough, or there was much to talk about but there wasn't any level of trust or real intimacy. There's always, you know, for some of you there was always something lacking. And I think at this particular time you are looking to embrace the change. You are willing to be open to something that's different in how you've been doing beforehand. I feel like you're open to something brand new and you are feeling yourself right about now. So it's lovely that you are feeling empowered and feeling beautiful, handsome, whatever it may be. You're feeling yourself right now. And that change, you feeling yourself, is calling in that right type of energy, especially where you're saying, I don't want it to just be, you know, a physical scenario where, yeah, we have a attraction, but we have a deeper sense of intimacy. You know, this person's my soulmate. They've been put here to teach me something. I've been put here to teach them something, and we're going to love on each other, you know, in an equal and fair and balanced way. So for some of you, there is a change in how you will view your relationships, and for the majority, you are calling in somebody who is about to do great things with you. There's great fortune here, so you are going to probably be pulling in resources together. This is someone who's got their ducks in a row as well. They have their finances on point, and possibly even with this court card as well. For some of you, possibly you guys are, you know, signing a legal document together to collaborate on it feels like signing some type of contract or something legally binding. And there's great fortune in coming together with this person. Let's see what's being activated in calling in your soulmate and this chemistry. Doing things differently, a change in how you do things, a change in the way your relationships go and the way you have been doing things is going to change. Let's see what's being activated within you. Spontaneity. Okay, so we're working towards being open to change, being open to being spontaneous, doing things that's different, something outside of the box. And that's why change is here. You're looking to do things differently, you know, and there's great fortune in just being and being open. So the card of spontaneity says you move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. See again? Embrace that change. Embrace things becoming different than what you're used to. And you're not going to be restricted by how you view things and how things have been thus far, because you're open to new situations. You're open to viewing things in a different way. You're open to being to being, receiving differently, to giving differently as well. So I'm loving that energy. And then we've got tolerance. You appreciate other points of view because of your sense of love in everyone. So you're not going to be fighting against anybody to see things in the way that you want them to see things. And sometimes that has been an issue where there's been a conflict of issue. Maybe before you didn't have no tolerance, and it was just like, if you don't see things the way I see things, forget it. Not serious. I don't know what me and you's got, what we have here, Whereas now you're understanding that, okay, have a different viewpoint, fair enough. I don't see things in that particular way, but in the essence of love, and in the essence of, wanting to control the narrative, I appreciate your point of view. It's not what I believe. It's not how I feel. However, I'm not going to disregard you, or I'm not going to dismiss you because we don't see things eye to eye, which is actually really good as well, because it means that you're becoming so much more open, and spontaneity, being open to new situations, and not being so restricted by the things that you think, or how it's supposed to be, or how you always do things, because that's not where we're at. We're about changing the trajectory of those things. Okay. I like that, Sagittarius. I like it a lot. Okay. So let's look into what's happening for Capricorn. What's happening with you, Capricorns? Let's see. Messages of love and relationship for Capricorn, please. What's going on with Capricorn regarding love and relationships, please? What's going on for Capricorn regarding love and relationships, please? What's going on? So love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So definitely love on yourself first. Don't be a yes man, a yes woman. Don't be so quick to, what's the word for it? Don't be so quick to count yourself out in order to agree with anybody else, or to, put yourself first. When you stand up for yourself and you're authentic and true about who you are, it makes you more romantically attractive, because you're not a yes man, you're not a yes woman, you're not trying to just bend over backwards for everybody else. You're able to be like, nah, that's not how I see things, that's not how I do things, and that will support you moving forward. See what I mean? You'll be able to show who you truly are, and that makes you more attractive, because when you see people being confident in what they truly believe in, and they don't just change their tune because other people don't vibe with them, they actually stick to their guns and they make it known how they want things to go, that will help. So love yourself first. Don't dim your light. Don't be silenced, and don't be squashed down by anybody, because that will make you more romantically attractive to those who you seek, And then for some of you, you have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So for some of you, Capricorn, you are too invested in what your ex is doing, or still holding on to the hurt, or the things that didn't work well. You need to let it go. It's messing with your energy. So possibly what is happening for some of you, the bitterness to how things ended, or the fact that things didn't go your way has caused a lot of rifts. And it's time to clear that energy now, you know. I don't know, for some of you this has been many years over. For some of you this might be quite early in the stages. So obviously there's going to be things that are still going to hurt. Healing takes time. But I feel like you need to actually work on clearing your energy and being honest with the fact that you still have a lot of hang-ups over this person. Because of these hang-ups of this person, you're not being open to new love organically, if that makes sense. You may have somebody who you're talking to, who you interact with, but you're not fully open because you still are hanging on to the past. And like I said, for some of you, you are diminishing who you really are in order to fit in to some type of narrative. So there seems to be a couple of groups of people here. So yeah, let it go. Be yourself. Be honest and authentic. Can you clarify love yourself first for Capricorn, please? Please clarify love yourself first. Please clarify love yourself first. See, look at that imprisonment. So for some of you, you are feeling very trapped, like you are in prison. For some of you, this could be physical jail. But I feel like for the majority, this energy is around possibly feeling trapped in how you show up, what you're being asked to do. And for some of you, you are dealing with somebody who is incarcerated, who is in prison. And I feel like you're not loving on yourself because you are trying to make this person happy. Possibly this isn't even somebody who is in jail, but it feels like you have to always be mindful of their feelings, have to tiptoe around them. It's making you feel really, really trapped and guarded and not free to just be who you are because you're so worried about upsetting this person, triggering this person. And that's why you're not being your true authentic self, because you think to yourself, well, if I let somebody know that I'm not too happy with this or I don't really agree with that, I could possibly be triggering somebody and cause a whole load of issues. But this imprisonment energy ain't what you need. You will feel so much more freer when you just be honest. You won't feel trapped. You won't feel like, imprisoned almost. And for some of you who are dealing with somebody who is physically imprisoned, the best thing you could do for anybody is to be honest. Allow people to understand who you are, where you're coming from. Allow them time to think. You may trigger them, but to be open and to be, the type of person who doesn't sugarcoat things or doesn't lie to somebody or just doesn't allow them to have clarity. It's not always serving you because you end up feeling depleted and you feel silenced and you feel squeezed and you feel squashed down, and that's not where you need to be at, Yeah, free yourself from all that limited energy. Love yourself first. Be honest. with yourself first. You know, clarify, release your ex, please. And possibly for some of you, this ex is in prison and it's causing a lot of energy, a lot of issues, because ideally you're not being who you really are. For some of you, I realise that it's hard to release this person because they were false. You've got the false person. Somebody was wearing a mask. You felt deceived. They lied. They weren't who they said they were. And it's hard for you to trust. Possibly this is why you're possibly not being as authentic and putting yourself first, because you're not trying to put yourself out there again to be sucked into somebody else's stuff, or to find out that this person ain't even the real deal. They're not even serious. Yeah, nah. It's not about that energy at all. Not about that energy at all. So I understand it for some of you. And for some of you, you releasing this ex means that you can take off your mask. You know, you can be the person who you've always wanted to be, instead of feeling like you have to make somebody else feel comfortable, appease somebody else. You know, it's about really looking after yourself first and foremost. And once you're able to do that, then you can find yourself in a better standing, you know, with yourself. Yeah, and you've got toil and labour, so I feel like it is a lot to let go of this particular person, to release this energy. I feel like you've been trying over the years, or the months, and you've really worked quite hard at it. You know, for some of you, it's hard because possibly there was some kind of energy around taking from you, using you, especially for finances, and possibly you're working really hard to build this money back. Possibly it was stolen from you or taken, or you had borrowed. And what you're trying to do is work really, really hard to make sure you can give this person back their money, so you can sever the ties energetically as well as physically. Yeah, for some of you, you just want to clear some debts. For some of you, it's quite hard to let go of this person because there was a lot of love here, but they weren't truthful. Yeah, they weren't truthful, and it's caused a lot of rifts, a lot of issues. But overall, put yourself first. If you are wanting to be in a fresh and new relationship, you will be far more attractive when you are just who you are and put yourself first. That way you won't feel trapped and imprisoned by this character that you have been portraying this whole time. Release your ex with all their falsities. Possibly you can let go of your mask, you know. And then you have toil and labour. Possibly something has been really, really difficult to get over. Like I said, for some of you, you're working really, really hard at trying to let go of this thing. And it has been difficult. You've toiled over the outcome. You've toiled over the situation and the scenario. Let's find out what's being activated within you. It's being activated for Capricorn. Okay, so we've got peacefulness. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love brings calmness to your soul. Peacefulness. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul. Okay, so peace is coming when you're allowing yourself to be loving, kind, and open to yourself first and foremost. There's a peace in being as organic and as authentic as you possibly can. And letting go of those situations will bring a calmness to your soul when you've balanced the pain and you've balanced the hurt and you've balanced what you've learnt about it, what, how you grew from that situation, what there's a lot of energy there. So you are being moved through to feeling more peaceable with the situation, and it's on its way. But as you work through this, you're working through all the stuff that's come up from the past. Now you've got loyalty. Be loyal to yourself first and foremost. So loyalty, your reliability demonstrates the love and sense of devotion and consistency of being. So again, when you show that level of loyalty, devotion, and reliability on how you look after yourself, you become so much more romantically attracted to somebody else. They see that the way you deal with yourself is possibly the way you're going to deal with them, and that helps with any relationship. If you're looking after yourself and putting yourself first and having respect and honor with who you are, then you're able to have that level of intimacy, that level of respect and honor for somebody else. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Yes, Capricorn. Don't allow those people to squash you down and to make you feel like you can't be who you want to be, and speak your truth. Speak your truth. But definitely release that ex with all of the lies and the deceit and the fake persona that they showed to other people, meanwhile being a whole different person. First, love yourself, okay? Allow yourself to be the first person you show love and devotion to and care. Self-care is very, very important, Capricorn. It's very, very important. Okay. So, let's see what's going on for Aquarius. Can I get messages for Aquarius regarding love and relationships? What's going on with Aquarius regarding love and relationships? What's going on with Aquarius regarding love and relationships? Lovely. So the first one we've got is keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. So again, I think we've had this 3 times now. So be open-minded. They may be different culture, different kind of background, maybe different age group to you. Just have a new way of doing things, and just like, don't know why I like this person, but I do. They're not my usual type, and possibly that's what it's all about. Being open to something new. There's a change on the horizon for you, Aquarius. Be open to that. They will differ from what you usually are attracted to. And they will definitely differ from, the type of relationship that you've been in before. Because for some of you, because of past situations and past hurts, there is a background fear that you'll pick up the same type of energy person, you know, or that you won't be done right. So there is like a little resistance around allowing this person to come in. However, when you're open to a new way of doing things and a new type of person coming in, you are saying to the universe, I am ready for something brand new. I am open to what it is that you are bringing me, and for this person to show me something. And then we've got stay optimistic about your love life. See what I mean? Stay optimistic. So it's about, let me read it first. Positive thinking and faith bring you romance. So when you're thinking positively and you're open to accepting an offer of love, and you see yourself being happy, and you're visualizing yourself being happy and nurtured and taken care of, and being in a partnership that's level of intimacy and respect is there, and you feel protected, and you feel loved, and you feel listened to, and you feel considered. This will allow what it is that you want to come through, especially when you have an open mind of how this person is going to show up, and especially the fact that they may show up in a way that you're not used to. Might be like, don't usually go for this type of person, but for some reason, digging on them. I like the way they speak, I like the way they behave, I like the way they show up in my life, the conversations that we have, you know, they seem so in tune, got so much in common. All of that kind of energy really, really helps as well. So, when I clarify, keep an open mind. Let's clarify, keep an open mind. Clarify, keep an open mind for Aquarius. Clarify, keep an open mind. What is this here for Aquarius? Keep an open mind. Okay. Yeah, so we've got sudden wealth. So keep an open mind. Possibly this person will come in at a time where you're feeling good, money's going well, you're able to financially support yourself in a way that makes you feel comfortable, confident, you know, and the sudden wealth comes in and you're like, yes. Then this relationship comes up and you're like, yes. You know, keep an open mind that all your ducks are in a row now, all of your abundance is coming through, and don't second guess that. Embrace it and allow it to be, you know. Possibly there's an energy around a house as well, so possibly you are wanting to move or to buy your house, possibly put a mortgage on your house, possibly. So there's a lot of energy around, you know, using this wealth for up leveling, and also being able to put money down on property and things of that nature as well. So with this sudden wealth, be open to all the different ways in which you can show up, and all the different ways you can invest in yourself and your relationship. Stay optimistic. Let's see what that's about as well. And clarify, stay optimistic about your love life. So positive thinking and faith brings you together. Okay. Yeah, stay optimistic. Positive thinking will and faith will bring you romance. So we've got main female. So it feels like, and obviously, you know, it's gender neutral, but I feel like staying optimistic about your love life and being positive about it is like really being comfortable with the notion that you are the main person in this scenario. You're not having to share the energy. This is not a scenario where you feel like You know, if this happened in the past where, you know, you found out you was in a third party situation and you weren't the only man or you weren't the only woman, when you think positively about the outcome of this new relationship, it will be as such, instead of you looking at it as almost like this is how it's going to be now again. And that's not being optimistic, and that's not being positive, you know. And that's why you're being asked to have an open mind, that the situation will be different. This will be a different person, a different expectation, a different type of person. You know, you are the main person in this relationship, and you are the only apple of that person's eye, you know. And then they got imprisonment. So again, being optimistic, not allowing the negative thoughts and the emotions to entrap you into constantly recycle all of the things that have happened before, so that it doesn't imprison you in a state where you feel like, well, my previous relationship or my previous marriage or my previous situationship didn't work out the way in which I wanted, and it just doesn't seem like I'm the type of person who is very good at relationships, or possibly I may not deserve a relationship, or I may not have a relationship because of how, you know, badly the other one ended, or how I showed up in that particular relationship. When you can be positive and actually start to envision and speak life into the kind of relationship that you want, then that's how it will become, opposed from actually having an energy around feeling like, oh, I'm just going to repeat the cycle again. Because that in itself is not optimistic and it's not positive. And like I said, have an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So expect for things to be well. Expect to be treated as you feel like you deserve to be treated. Expect to have, you know, love and relationships, you know, that are based on mutual respect. Mutual respect and mutual respect and love. You know, it's gonna be all good. So let's see what's being activated. Let's see what's going on. Because we've got my love activation cards, and we know we go through so much in order for us to upgrade and for us to activate different parts of ourselves. So let's see what's being activated within us through these scenarios and through these situations that we go through. There is definitely a reason. It's not a punishment vibe, definitely not. To get ourselves out of that. It's not a punishment. It's about learning. So be open to that. So let's see what we're being activated. What's being activated? What's being activated within Aquarius regarding this third phase? What's being activated with Aquarius regarding love and relationships? It's being activated within Aquarius regarding love. Oh. Okay, so the first one we've got is willingness. So you are able to compromise if the end result is love. So that willingness to compromise, that willingness to be open, especially if you're wanting, especially if the outcome that you want is love, and you want there to be a balance and a partnership and a respect, then you have to be willing first to become what it is that you want. So you need to be willing to accept a new person into your life so that they feel welcome to come in, and then you will be accepted into their lives with that willingness. You need to be willing to show up with love so that you are able to receive of love as well. You have to be the change that you want to see. You have to be the loving partner you know, so that you can have also someone who is loving towards you as well, someone who feels comfortable to speak to you. Be willing to have tough communication, you know, so that you both can feel comfortable to come to each other and be willing to work through things, especially if the end result is love. So I'm liking the fact that you're becoming open to being willing to address situations and being willing to be open about the healing process as well. And then we've got cooperation. In your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has a value. So there again, every situation, every person has value. They come in to show you something, to allow you to level up, allow you to put yourself first, show you where you need your self-care to be up-leveled, show you where possibly you could be being quite selfish, you know, all kinds of things, you know, and then the willingness to be able to look at that is going to support you moving in an energy of cooperation, where you're moving with people in an energy where you want to manifest love, you know, and you recognize that everybody has, you know, value because of their experience, and their experience will be different from you, and you can learn much from others, you know. So yeah, that's a really lovely energy actually. So yes, be willing to be the change that you want to see. Be willing to be in a fruitful and loving relationship. Stay optimistic about your love life and your relationships. Keep it positive, you know, and keep an open mind. It ain't gonna be coming up the same way that they used to come up from before. So don't shortchange yourself on some, that's how it's always been, or don't have very much luck with this and that. Let's change the narrative on that, and let's be open to change and open to things being different and expecting different, intending things to be different, affirming things are different, you know. And I feel that's going to be what will allow you to be free to be. Okay. So last but certainly not least is my Pisces. What is going on there with Pisces regarding love and relationships? Okay. What is going on with Pisces regarding love and relationships? What is going on for Pisces regarding love and relationships? I swear, keep an open mind has come up so much. So it looks like people just need to start having a little bit more faith and not assuming things are going to be a certain way. So the first one we have is trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So trust in the situation, trust in the fact that it will be as it needs to be. You know, the conclusion will be what is going to be for your highest good. I recognize for some of you, this is an energy where it just feels like you constantly have to dig deep in order not to allow the situations and the scenarios to gobble you up, or for you to succumb to, you know, in negative energies, or to, you know, allow yourself to be dealt with harshly and things of that nature. Trust in the process, trust in the fact that you having faith that all will work out the way it needs to. It's exactly what's going to happen. Your faith allows things to just be, and also allows you to truly see yourself in a in a real holistic way. You know, not always looking at yourself from a place of lack, or looking at the situations that you find yourself in as always going to be testing, you know, instead of it being a thing where, what am I learning? What is being shown to me right now? Having faith that, you know, everything that is happening is for your highest good. So trust in the process and have faith that you're going to be brought to where you need to be. You know, you'll never be taken somewhere that you can't manage. You know, where there's a place where you can't draw strength and wisdom from. You know, there's always a space for that in everything that we go through. You know, it's, you know, not necessarily what we go through, but how we manage it, how we then come back from adversity, and how we come back from self-doubt, and how we deal with anger, pain, hurt, resentment, animosity, disappointment, you know, things of that nature. That's where you're being called to trust and have faith in this situation. So this situation is calling for you to have faith. All will work out the way it needs to work out. Don't stress your head about it. And then we have keep an open mind. Again, your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. So again, your soulmate is going to be different from what you're used to. So maybe you're so used to being in relationships where, you know, you're with a certain type of person, and, you know, they look like this, or they like to do that, they have the same type of hobbies as you, or, you know, this particular person will show up differently to what you're used to. Possibly this is someone who, you know, I don't know. For me, I keep hearing is someone who's more active, more loving, more kinder. This could even be expecting someone to be more rough. You know, possibly your expectations of your relationship has been quite low. And for some of you, your expectations are very, very high, which is very good, because you're supposed to have not necessarily so much expectation, however, but it's about what you feel you're worth. So yes, you should be able to be in a fruitful relationship where there is equal love and respect and balance. But also, whatever scenarios that you find yourself in, you are also being drawn into a certain place, so that if you haven't been looking after yourself and you haven't been trusting the situation, you're going to be thrust in situations where you have no choice but to trust the process, because there's nothing you physically can do about it except for choose a different way to react, choose a different way to behave, choose a new way of interacting with people, you know, and that's where the level up happens. That's where the trust and that's where the faith in Source Divine comes in. Can you clarify trust for me, please? Clarify trust for me. Clarify trust. Clarify trust for Pisces. Clarify trust for Pisces. Right, I've got courtship. So trust this situation is calling for you to have faith. So trust in your relationship, courtship, whether it's at the beginning or whether it's about how you are working with your significant other. Trust in the process, that it's going to be everything it needs to be. trust in the fact that, you know, this relationship is helping you to develop. You know, trust that your significant other is here for a reason. Have faith that all will be well in your relationship if you are being as open and transparent as and respectful as possible. All of those kind of energies as well will support you here, because courtship is like an early stage of a relationship. So even if you are in the early days of a relationship, or you're in the early phase of a new part of your relationship, have faith that it will be as it needs to be, and that you will continue to grow and you'll continue to develop in a way that is beneficial for everybody involved. And you've got main man. You are the main man or main woman, female, main male here. So again, I feel like have faith that you are, you know, the main person in this relationship. You're not having to share anybody. You are the apple of this person's eye. Have faith that they're not looking for somebody else, that they're in it for the long haul. You are the one who they want. Trust in the situation and trust in the fact that, you know, have faith that they are truly here for you and that they have been given to you for a reason. So definitely look after that significant other, you know, especially if it's the courtship phase. You know, be optimistic and be open and positive about the type of outcome that you really want. You know, instead of kind of seeing yourself as just a stopgap or not the real desired person in that person's life, or second fiddle or second best. And I feel for some of you, you felt like that before. You felt like, I'm not really what you really want. I don't feel like, you know, I'm particularly appreciated. That kind of energy as well. So let's have a look at keep an open mind. Why is this here? Keep an open mind. Okay. So the first card that came up was mature man. Possibly you are significantly older than somebody who you've been dealing with, and possibly that's about keeping an open mind. Okay, so there is a significant age gap. Although that's the case, I feel like we can still work together, you know, from a different era or the different generation from myself. However, be open-minded to the fact that something like this could work. Yeah, and it's almost sort of saying as well, and for some of you, yeah, for some of you ladies, you are digging on a silver fox, a mature man. And maybe you're like, this ain't usually what I'm down for, you know. But see, this one in particular, yeah. So possibly there's a mature man who is doing it for you right about now. Or a mature female, you know, gender neutral. Yeah. And there is a change on the horizon. So definitely the way you see things is differently. You know what I mean? You're going to see things so much more differently than you had done before. There is a change in the way your relationships unfold, the way in which you view your role in a relationship, your expectations in a relationship. Yeah, there's a lot of change here. And I think that's why they're asking you to be open-minded, because maybe your soulmate will differ from what you usually are into. Possibly you're the mature person, or you are dealing with somebody who is more mature than yourself, and it's not your usual type, and it's not your usual, your expectation of a relationship with someone that's not in your generation, or someone that's not in your age group, or somebody who's not from the same cultural background, or it's that kind of energy. So I figure there is a change in the way you showing up, and I feel like there's a change from dealing with a false person. I think you have had this expectation that people are just going to take off their mask midway through the relationship. Like again with the Aquarius reading, where because of past situations, there's almost an expectation that someone is going to flip the script on you. They're going to switch up, their mask is going to fall off, and they're just going to do you a huge dirty. When really, you need to be able to be open-minded. You need to be able to trust the situation and have faith that you have been put in this situation for a reason, and this person is here for you, and instead of expecting for a negative outcome to be there, expect for things to go well. Expect for the relationship to be fruitful and one of mutual love and respect. And that's what you will yield. Give of that respect and give of that love, and you will receive it in bucket loads, But yeah, I think this is all about that trust and having faith in the situation. Don't be so quick to just expect for people to let you down, or to show their true colours later on down the line. That's why change is here. There's a change in the way you need to see things, and that's why you're being asked to keep an open mind and to be trusting in where you're at. Let's see what's being activated within you. What are you learning? What is being activated within you through this love and relationship? Okay. There's actually 4 of them that come up. So the first one is creativity. You love to devise new ideas, innovations, and forms of illumination. So throughout this particular situation and throughout these relationships that you find yourself in, it's going to allow you to have the space to have faith in your abilities, your creative abilities, for you to be illuminated by what it is that you're learning, the people that you are interacting with, Also, we have patience. You are able to let the universal energy of transformation move according to its own loving rhythm. So you're not trying to fight against the grain, having patience and letting things just unfold naturally instead of trying to control the narrative, trying to force ripe a situation. Instead of doing that, you're actually realizing all of the things that you have done in the past, so that you can say, do you know what, I'm not trying to rush anybody, I'm not going to rush myself, I'm going to be patient with the process and allow the rhythm of the universe to be my guide, essentially, instead of sort of saying I need to do this or I need to do that in order to make things happen. We also have elevation. You are making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love. I like that. You are making a conscious decision to raise your vibration of love. So you're elevating. There is an elevation happening here due to the fact that you've been asked to have faith, and being asked to have an open mind. And when you're actually able to take heed on that and really look at what's been able to happen as a result of just letting go and to just allow the divine rhythm to take place, there is a huge elevation. You grow, you develop in such a beautiful and organic way. Love that. And last but not least, we've got willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. So there again, true trusting in the process, having faith, keeping an open mind, you know, expecting something different. You are open and willing to compromise, and you're open to, you know, showing up in a way that everybody is able to yield something positive. There's a willingness for you to work, to collaborate, to heal and to develop and to be open. I like that. Yeah. Definitely be willing to be open to something brand new in Pisces. Well, that has been your reading. Hope it was beneficial. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And stay blessed, and I shall speak to you all soon. Empress Vibrant signing out. Blessings.